good morning. Come in. Are we ready? Okay, fine. Well, we're live, I think, for the last time on Periscope. We finally made it in our 24-hour journey. If you just swing round, Nick, and have a look, just to prove to everybody that must be one of the finest views in London. Isn't that lovely? That's so we made it, and so firstly the thanks to John. Here's John. Look at John. and where's Natalie?
Nat's over there.
Fran. Sorry about Natalie's a bit rough this morning because she's been up all night. There's Fran who was there. Who else was there? Who else was with you, John?
Say Mina. Where's Mina?
Where's Mina? Mina's gone, is she?
She's late.
Mina's in the loo. Sorry about that. Well, we're saying hi to Mina. So they've been running base camp for us, and of course, to our sponsors, Imus Maxims, Shane, with his fabulous helicopter. His wife is very upset because she's had to do the shopping by going on the bus to Lidl's. She couldn't use the helicopter, so she's very pissed off about that. And of course, to Dr. Terry Porret, aka Blonde, who did all the logistics and all the organisations, and she is on secondment to us from Coloplast. So thank you.
She trained with the London
She's trained.
How fantastic was it?
And it's still standing. I haven't forgotten any of the sponsors. Oh no, I didn't do that. That's it. Yes. Oh, and of course the fabulous Change Day app, where people have been pledging in their thousands, which was developed for us by KPMG. Interestingly, the software was written in Los Angeles and developed in somewhere in India, all administered from London. So you can imagine working across 3 time zones, getting a very complicated piece of software organised was a challenge, but they did it and they delivered it on time, and we're very grateful to them as well. And finally to you, thank you, boss, for inviting us here for a final break, the last supper, the last breakfast before we all collapse. What have we learned? Well, I tell you what it's done, it's confirmed me in my view that almost everything I've ever done in the NHS has been wrong. I've been involved in all of the major reorganisations and restructures since the Griffiths report. None of you are here who would remember the Griffiths report, you're all too young. So that was the Griffiths report. Then we had the Thatcher reforms of the NHS, and then we had the Labour's market reforms of the NHS, and then we've just had Andrew Lansley's lunacy that we're still trying to sort out. None of it's really changed anything. The only thing that's ever really changed anything are you, people working at the front line. Ask people at the front line how they can do things better, faster, quicker, more innovative, and they will tell you. That's the great trick. And that's what we try and do with the Academy of Fabulous Stuff. We believe if you show people what good looks like and share it, people will get on and do it, and they'll often do it better. And change those, the opportunity once a year, 24 hours, for everyone in the NHS to have a say in how they do whatever it is that they do better. And we hope we've highlighted the work of the NHS round the clock. We've been to some fantastic places, met some wonderful people, we've been welcomed everywhere we've been, and so we've had a really great time. And I've learned that you don't need to sleep, really. It's quite unnecessary. And if you get out there and meet people, I tell you what, it gives you the energy to go and do it all again. So thank you all very much, and give yourselves a round of applause. Fabulous NHS. Thank you.
Words from me, just to, I think what we should do, Roy, is to thank you and your team on behalf of the NHS. This is your finale with us today, and on behalf of everyone you've met in your last 24 hours, and indeed the wider NHS, I think we really have to pay tribute to not just what you've done in the last 24 hours, but what you do every day. And I think what you do, certainly for me, and I think for the team here, you lift our spirits, you sing our praises, and you shout our successes. And we're grateful for that. We're grateful that you do it every day. We're grateful that you've done this huge mammoth marathon across the whole country. And I think what we need to do is to really learn from what you do across the whole NHS. And I think my challenge to all of us here today, and to all my colleagues across the country, is actually we need to ensure that every day in the NHS is a Fab Change Day. And we need to come into work every day and say, how do we lift our spirits? How do we sing our praises? And how do we shout our successes? And I think if we did that every day, and we learn from you and your team, then we will inevitably not only be successful, but incredibly proud of what this NHS does. So thank you for leading the way. I've already talking here at Barts about doing our own 24-hour marathon, so watch out. Barts is probably large enough so we can go around every site and really take your lead and really showcase what's great about the services here.
Thank you very much.
We don't say, but actually we couldn't do this without our fabulous ambassadors, and of course you have an amazing fab ambassador in Josh. We've had huge support throughout the 24 hours in different sites with our fab ambassadors. And it really is amazing frontline people like Josh that actually are driving the Academy of Fab stuff.
Yeah, so a very, very big thank you, Josh. We wouldn't be here today without you, and many more across the whole of Barts have that. Real ambassadors.
And we
for
must
change.
just remember that Change Day was started by the Hubbies, and it still belongs to the Hubbies. And thank you to them for their enthusiasm. Bless you. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Right.
Can I just say who we've got here today? So first of all, thank you from the Royal London team for choosing the Royal London to hold your finale here. We're really pleased that you've done that. And I suppose for some of us that are on Twitter, on the trains in and the trains home every day, I just want to thank you for finding a way to share really good ideas across the NHS, because one of the things I think we're not good at is sharing and picking up best practice, and the number of things that we pick up and retweet but also say, let's have a look at that because that sounds like a good thing to do. There are many, so thank you so much for that. We've got some of our teams here today from paediatrics, orthopaedics, and Mari from Critical Codes had to rush off because she's clinical this week, but hopefully they'll have more time to give you updates as to where we are with some of our projects since you were last here. So welcome, and yeah, enjoy breakfast. I'm sure you'll really want breakfast.
And we've all been pledging, haven't we, for weeks?
We have been pledging, yeah.
We
So
got
lots of
here on our
pledges.
pledge tree.
Oh, let's have a look at that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Bless you all. Thank you very much. Yes, all hang on, and we just, as our way of saying thank you for hosting our finale, we'd like, Shane would like to present this because it's the last one. We feel emotional about letting this one go, but thank you very much.
Thank you.
There are no more of these.
Well, we're going to put it in a very
Well,
prominent place.
You know, and Shane will come round personally with a hammer and a nail and a hanger. Anyway, thank you.
Yeah.
Just a commemoration. Thank you very much.
Very proud.
Thank you.